Greetings. It's another week of Honesty Corner with your host, Hannah Lama Ding Dong. No. So here's another reason why I'm doing Honesty Corner. Because as a graduate of the theatre and the arts, darling, I have a tendency to slip into showbiz entertainment mode. Step or change. I just want attention. Firstly, this is actually vlog number 26, which means that I've been doing this for 6 months straight, which is really exciting for me. It's actually quite momentous that I've been able to do that. So I just wanted to toot my own horn for a second. Thank you for that. There has been something that's been on my mind a lot in recent months. Not always at the level of conscious thought, and it's a tricky one because it's big. And it's so big that I often find myself like talking my way around it. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm talking around it. You know what? I've probably written it in the title, so you probably already know what I'm getting to. Climate change. Climate change. So I live in the city. I live in or pretty close to Melbourne CBD, and I spend a lot of my time in air-conditioned cement boxes and working, always working. And so that interconnection, that that interdependence that we have with nature, I don't feel it because I don't really leave urban environments very often. I live somewhere where the supermarket is always stocked with fresh food, and I don't have to be self-sufficient and conscious of nature's cycles and be in harmony and contribute to that cycle, that web of life. In particular right now, it's quite a difficult thing to think about because it's almost like the monster that's under the bed that's too scary to look at. The situation is projected based on current human behaviour. If it continues in the same way that it is, the projections are pretty dire. I think this is going to be a multi-parter. I've got so much to talk about, and it's not all doom and gloom. I think the reason why I am able to talk about this stuff is because I do have hope. I watched this talk this week by Charles Eisenstein, who I would highly recommend. If you're feeling hopeless about the situation, he's a very, very smart guy with some really interesting ideas about how we approach this next phase of being human on the planet in relationship with the planet. He said that we need to be conscious of the word global warming and the implications of that term, because in some ways it feels like that word, what that describes is a situation that has nothing to do with us in our towns, in our local area, us as locals. Really, the fact is that a lot of the issues that we associate with global warming, such as drought, desertification, flooding, in some cases are actually because of the land itself in that area being degraded. Trees are being cut down, and so that affects the hydrological cycle. And so that affects the way that rainfall is absorbed into the land and into the table water. And, you know, the streams nearby, it affects the health of the rivers, because without trees and without organic matter keeping the soil in place, all of that soil becomes runoff, becomes silt. It, you know, flooding increases, and I'm not saying that this is always the case, but I'm saying that this is actually recorded. Particular areas, local areas, have been dramatically improved by revegetating and rejuvenating and restoring the environment. It's not just a global issue, it's also a local issue, and that gave me a lot of hope. There is so much opportunity and sure, the situation is it's bad. The environment is in a pretty shitty state, and it's quite disturbing for that to be happening all around us. But I feel like there's a real opportunity, for me at least, to be able to, you know, face the reality of what is happening and to, sure, acknowledge, you know, the extent of what's happening, but still to be able to recognize the inherent opportunities as we enter into a time where facing the damage and reconnecting with the land and of healing ourselves and the planet are not just a, you know, nice hippy-dippy gesture. It's actually really important, because I feel like that's something that a lot of people would love to do, would love to help, would love to plant trees and would love to work with their communities to see tangible results and improvements in their local area and their natural environment. Something I would definitely like to do, definitely be interested in doing. On a slightly tangential note, I am going to be going to the Tiny House Festival this Saturday, which is the first of its kind in Australia. And it's basically a growing community of people who are reclaiming their living situation and their lives in an incredibly affordable and inspiring way, which is really exciting. So who knows, by next week I might be vlogging from a tiny house. Not because I own it, probably because I've stolen it. Let's get real here. Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, or if you feel like adding to the conversation, comment below, and I will see you next Thursday. Peace, love, and carbon excretions.